Hey everybody, it's Daniel. The few of you that follow me on social media, link in the description, may also know that on top of being a huge Superman fan, I'm also an aspiring horror author, to the point I even co host a horror book club podcast because of my love of the genre. I'm also a big fan of horror video games. In fact, there's a lot of horror scaling that I would like to do in the future, along with my Superman content. And one of the games I've been most cautiously optimistic about slash dreading is the Silent Hill 2 remake, and they just dropped a trailer for it yesterday. So I thought it might be fun to, react to it and maybe give my thoughts afterwards. Maybe if there's anything to praise, anything to dread even more. Anyway, if you like this, make sure to like, comment, and all that nonsense, and let's get started. Okay, we got the trailer all queued up here, ready to go. Got James. Oh, James in the. Ooh, all right. The dumpster puzzle. Dumpster puzzle made it in. Okay, cool. Oh, the environment. Okay, that looks pretty. I see the flag waving in the background. That looks pretty good. The fog in the back there looked pretty good. I don't know what this is. What's with James's hair? I don't know. His hair it looked weird. And there's. Okay. 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 No. What did that say back? I'll get. Okay. The music's a jam. I'm sure people are already hating on it, but I think it's a jam. I like this remix here. I would put this on while I'm at the gym. Yeah, the combat feels so weightless. It's a combat trailer. It would show us weightless combat. Okay. There's just a few things I want to see. We're just gonna go back to a few of these things. Can somebody tell me what's up with James's hair, or am I imagining things? I don't know. Maybe I'm being picky. Just something about it feels weird. Something about the hair feels weird. Okay, I'm not gonna make you guys sit through the trailer twice. I'm just trying to find a couple things. Puzzles. Yeah. Okay, so here's whack. Okay, so that really looks like the original Silent Hill 2's combat. Where you took the wooden plank and you like conk. I'm sure people have seen like the gifs, the memes. But I thought the whole point of modernizing video games was to kind of make them feel modern. Maybe I don't know. It feels like if you're going to keep the weightlessness of the physical combat and the goofiness of it, then why not just keep the fixed camera angles? Just update the graphics, and even then, I just don't really see what the point is at that point. Let's check out a couple more of these things. There's something that really bothers me, and it's right there. Okay. I'm not against button mashing. I'm not against QTEs. But for a game like Silent Hill, immersion is so freaking important that the least amount you can take your player out of it, the better. And every time I see like a prompt telling me to press X, it's going to remind me I'm playing a video game even more than you're like already aware, if that makes any sense. I feel like that's something you should read in a note or do once in a tutorial and it tells you to do it, and then you either remember to do it or you die when you can't. I think that's a modern problem of gamers need everything explained to them. That looks fine. Okay, what did that sign say? Hold on. My eyes are so bad. Oh, okay. Reap what you sow. It's trauma. Okay. That's really not that bad. I full confession, I've seen people memeing on this. I didn't know what it said. I tried to avoid this as much as possible. Uh, for me, I think the graffiti looks too clean. That's my biggest problem with it. Something about it's like popping out too much. I'm gonna have to look up examples in a post analysis. There's that godforsaken button mash again. Okay. Okay, so the pistol in that scene felt very water pistol-y or airsofty. It didn't feel... There's like a kinetic feel you can get from trailers and gunplay for video games sometimes, and I just wasn't feeling it there. I think right here it's either a shotgun or a rifle. Yeah, that kind of felt fine. It's still a little weak. That one felt good. And there's the bounciness again. Those ones didn't seem so bad. I don't know. Maybe it was just that one scene. But a lot of that felt kind of off to me. A lot of that pistoling didn't feel great. Okay, there we go. For the PS5, this is like one of 3 reasons I want a PS5. Not that there's really that many more games than 3 for the thing anyway. But I don't know. I don't know if I could call myself cautiously optimistic with this trailer. Right, us Silent Hill fans have been starving for more Silent Hill 2 remake information. People have been begging, like every time Sony or PlayStation or Konami's doing an event, they're like, oh, we're going to get Silent Hill 2 information. We're going to get a release date. And I don't know, something about this. It feels really like they should have let it bake like a whole other year. Okay, and there's this. Did they change James's character model? I don't know. I remember that whenever the first Remake 2 trailer came out, and everyone was going, ugh, oh god, James looks so old. He looks like he's 40. And, I'm closer to 40 than I am 30 now, so I was all like, oh god. Right there. You guys in these Silent Hill forums have to hit so low. A lot of us that played this on the PlayStation 2 are in our 30s or older now. Jesus. I don't know. It looks like they changed his character model right there. It looks like they smoothed him out, maybe. I don't know. I know that like pre-rendered trailers aren't something you should go by, but like when I saw the original trailer, I was like, oh, that looks good. That looks fine. I'm fine with them aging him up or changing that. I'm gonna go to a post analysis now. Just talk about a few final thoughts, and then I'll upload this. If you don't feel like doing that, comment what you thought of the trailer down below. And I'll probably say my outro twice. This has been Daniel with truth, justice, and all of that nonsense. I'll catch you next time. Alrighty, everyone. I've sat with my thoughts for a minute. I'm going to try to keep this post analysis short, so here we go. Overall, I don't really have too much to add that I didn't already have in my reaction to this, but there are just like a few little things I just want to point out. I'm pretty sure everyone knows this at this point, but this remake is being helmed by Blooper Team, people who've brought us such stellar video games as Silent Hill Light, aka The Medium. Yeah, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and I completely understand why. It's not really for me either. I think that the writing's a little bit sloppy, but I figured that the script was already laid out for them on this one, so might as well give them a try. But the hate train's been riding hard on them for a while, so I'm going to try to be as positive as possible from this point on. this during the reaction, this reap what you sow line that's just scrawled on the wall. Really, my only real problem with this is that it looks entirely too clean. It pops out entirely too much. It almost feels like a developer wrote it there or something. I've seen a lot of people memeing on this, usually with the, it's trauma meme that's been going around. And, who can blame any of us, especially considering Konami's trying to capitalize on it? This freaking ridiculous ass Silent Hill Ascension T-shirt. If I wasn't putting money directly into Konami's pockets for things that I don't like, I would kind of buy one for the meme. Let's just not pretend like Silent Hill 2 was subtle 100% of the time. We had stuff like this written on walls and in notes, and some of the stuff characters said to each other could be a little on the nose here and there. I think that the real problem is that the note in the new trailer just looks way too clean, so it's popping. It's making us all think of Blooper Team's other games. And, the writing there probably isn't as good, at least not to me. So I'm trying to be objective here and trying to be fair. I sort of pride myself on that for argument's sake. And just here's some, images of the combat I was talking about whenever I was watching the trailer. With the bouncing off of the enemies, with the wooden plank. What I'll say here is, if you didn't want the combat changed, it looks like you got your wish. However, for me, it just still feels entirely too weightless. I'm just, I was hoping for a little bit more impact. And I maintain that button prompts should be used as little as possible in a Silent Hill game. This just took me out of the experience just watching the trailer. I'm not a fan of this at all. If you are, all the power to you. I just don't understand why. On a more positive note, James's model looking a little wonky to me aside, I do think that the environments look pretty decent, and I thought the enemies looked pretty good. I was hoping to see a little bit more of them, but I guess it might have just led to more disappointment. And I really just think a lot of the community was hoping for something way better than this, especially after Silent Hill Ascension, and how disheartening that was to a lot of us. And a lot of us were really building up what this trailer could have possibly been in our minds, both good and bad. And what we ended up with was just something that looked a little bit off. Like I said, not everything's bad, not in the trailer, not with Silent Hill at large. Silent Hill short message is actually looking pretty good to me. I've seen pictures of the monster floating around, and that looks super cool. I'm not going to spoil it here if you haven't seen it. And I'm still really interested in this game. I'm still going to follow news on it. I'm going to try to approach everything, with a cautious optimism and an objective analysis as much as I can anyway. And while this is primarily a Superman fan channel, I will be throwing some horror stuff in, just every once in a while to throw y'all for a loop. I like to discuss what I like to discuss. Anyway, that's been Daniel with Truth, Justice, and all of that nonsense. I'll catch you next time.